And I realized that one of the things that I'm holding on to, that's holding me back, is the version of my older self.
Okay.
Instead of working through a trauma or an event and not wanting to hold on to that, but instead releasing it to become a better version of myself that doesn't deal with that. And so then the other part to my answer is comfort. I'm holding on to comfort, and that's holding me back. So
the comfort of like your old patterns and stuff.
Just the comfort of having a schedule that I stick to and not trying anything new, or having certain people in my life that I've probably outgrown, or stuff like that. So that's kind of the context of, of course everyone says new year, new me, but this was a new month. I was
New
ready,
awareness.
so ready for it. And just realizing like you got to release that so then you can move on to whatever is next, and also being okay with whatever that is and not knowing it off gate, because I'm definitely a person that prefers to know what is coming. I think most people are, because I have a certain control pattern that I like, and if I'm not in control, I don't like it. But I read something that says when we stew over why things happened and hold on to those feelings, then they can hold us back. And if we let go of why and consider what now, we can see that often the greatest hardships of our life can be our greatest opportunities to learn and grow. So, ask again, what or who are you holding on to that's holding you back?
Well, first of all, thank you for the context.
Welcome.
It actually makes a whole lot more sense now. I mean, damn, it's damn near continuation of like kind of where I'm at. I think it's just where I'm at right now in my life right now. But it's funny, like the first thing like that kind of came to my head, you finally said something that kind of triggered a little bit for me. The other day I was doing my I'm gonna tell my story.
I know you are.
So I've been trying to make sure I do my devotional daily, and so one of the things that like I learned how to do in one of my pastor had taught us, like there's like a devotional that like takes you through the Old Testament and the New Testament twice throughout the year, and so I'll usually use like just highlight a verse that like, even if you don't know what the freaking means, just highlight what impacted you, like what in the world, like that piqued me, what the freak was that all about? And write down what you took from it and how you're going to apply it to your life. All right, I've probably been doing that for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years. And so, I mean, I have so many entries. And so this particular one I was reading, and I usually get bored after Exodus, because that's just a bunch of laws they're talking about. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, this is so boring. And I realized probably some years ago, like, oh, this is where the work is being done. No wonder I'm freaking bored. I want some excitement. The work is fucking boring. And so, one thing I'm learning, I learned a little bit from reading this particular time. There was a verse that stuck out, and it said like, God's going to send a hornet, and the Israelites, whatever, God's going to send a hornet to take care of all the other people that are in y'all's land. You guys just worry about staying here and multiplying and get your shit together. And I was like, what the fuck is that hornet? And so like, what's that all about? Actually, like, what are you sitting ahead? This is a huge part of me. And I was like, no. So I went and I stopped my devotional, and I was like, stopped writing, because at first I was like writing. I was like, yeah, it's very interesting. God said you're gonna send a hornet. What is that hornet? So then I like stopped writing, and I went to go look up what the hornet is. I like to always look up where the like the origin of it. So I looked up like things in like, what the Hebrews meant and stuff like that when they first wrote it. And like this guy was like explaining, he was like, based off of the Hebrew meaning, like, you would think like, is it a plague or is it like fire? Like, what, but based off the Hebrew root word for this, like, it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be a plague. It didn't sound like it was a fire. There's no record of that. They didn't there wasn't actual hornets that went there. So they just kept trying to find like I kept trying to find what the fuck is this hornet that God sent so I can know what the fuck is going on up there.
Yeah.
And couldn't find it. By the end of it, they were just like, I mean, at this point in time, like, was it an angel, a spirit? Like, we don't exactly know. And so then that's when it hit me. I struggle with doing the work when I don't fucking know what God's doing on his end.
Mm-hmm.
I need to at least check in and see what you got going on. I spent so much time trying to find out what that hornet was till it finally hit me. Oh, this is the part where I gotta just trust and just do my part, which is rough for me because my part is often so boring and I feel like a child. Don't just sit here and tell me to multiply and do shit. Mm-hmm. Let me know what's going on up there. Let me know that I know it's worth it. And so, that's a big flaw of mine. I have taught myself an incredible amount of things so that I can move forward. And that's probably kept me stagnant more than anything else because I just won't move forward and just trust that it'll get done for me. Mm-hmm. I have no trust that it's going to get done for me. Or at least, not that it won't get done for me. I know it'll get done for me. It won't get done the way I want it. Or I'm afraid to, this is a big thing in my life. I'm afraid to start doing the work because what if I don't get what I want? And that's probably my biggest fear is that I start doing all this work, start doing all these things within myself. And the thing that I was motivated to start the work on, I don't end up getting it. Like that was my biggest desire in the first place.